So this morning's question time in Tynwald, and Julie Edge had an urgent question, and it was all about the business with the COVID, the outbreak in the Isle of Man, and you put your questions to the Chief Minister. It got quite heated, I have to say, at one stage. Well, let's come to that in a minute. But were you happy with the answer to your question? And explain, the outline.
Yeah, I just felt that the word trust was used an awful lot, and I just feel that I was asking basically about the contact tracing and asking was he confident that it had been done correctly. I asked for the number of people that had actually had a test following the contact tracing, and they were very limited, the responses, to be honest. So not particularly, and obviously a few other members asked questions as well. But it is concerning that they then talked about social media, and you shouldn't believe what's in there. Members actually asked about getting information out quickly. To me, there's no reason why this government cannot say we are aware of a situation and we will be reporting within 2 hours or something. That's just to help the public see, because there was an awful lot of concern with the public, and we need to get better at informing earlier.
Well, indeed, because I got dragged into this because we were waiting to find out what's going on, and we clearly did, and I asked it at the last press conference, the timeline seemed very slack, but the Chief Minister was resolute that his team is doing a fantastic job, and there's maybe lessons to be learned, I think, was the nearest sort of concession to it, but otherwise they're doing everything fine.
And he said, that they found out at 10 o'clock the night before. Well, there's a long time between 10 o'clock and the press briefing, and obviously members are aware. We don't find out, Paul, until the press find out. So we might perhaps get it 5 minutes before. I think with anything like this, when there's an air of nervousness in the population, it needs to be fast, sharp responses and the truth put out there.
And with social media, it's difficult to stop things. The hairs are running, let's put it that way. But he was adamant that he shouldn't go live until he's got all the facts.
Yeah. And I accept that, but there's an element of fact in that we have got more cases that could be said without having the actual detailed facts, and there's a way of doing it, isn't there? And I'm not so sure this one was handled well.
I say it got heated. You tried for a point of order. I'm not sure it was a point of order in the end, but you weren't happy with the way he was, the tone, I think, more than anything with you. Well,
that's become the norm, really, hasn't it?
What's going on there? Why?
I've no idea, Paul. I just try.
Is it just you or what?
It seems to be. Well, I'm not saying it's just me. There's certainly a few members that seem to have a different response. But I'm here to serve the people of Onchan, and I'll continue to do that, and I'll keep asking questions. I don't know whether it's because of my background. I've been a civil servant for so long. I perhaps ask questions in a different way. No idea, but it should be a professional environment, and when I ask a question, I should get a response. And there's many answers that we're not getting answers on anything.
Well, I was going to say, did you feel happy with what you heard in the end?
I'm not happy until if the Chief Minister follows up with what he said he would. He's confident and he trusts his contact tracing team. I want to know there's medical input into that contact tracing team, who's managing the team. And yes, we have done well, but we need to keep on top of the game.
How's he left it? Is he going to send you some information?
He said if he could, he would. So
are you holding your breath on that one, or do you think you will?
Well, let's see. No, he's usually very good to send follow-up information. But with regards to whether we had adequate resources, to me that is an answer that should be at the tip of your fingers. Should know that yes, you could get as many tests as you wanted done on that day. You should have known that you've got enough chemicals in stock to do that. I think the Health Minister did admit that they managed to source some. But these are the answers that the public want. They're not, the public know, and they need answers.
And as I said at the beginning, with social media being what it is, it's very tricky now to keep lids on anything, isn't it?
It is, and that's where you need to have the government responding fast to concerns, and it's our duty as a government, it's the Council of Ministers' duty to make sure that they keep the public informed, and that's the main role, really, public informed with what's going on.